Good morning, fellow weirdos of the flock. How are you? Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. I'm sorry I'm late, but be- before we even get to that, did you take your medicine? You did? Okay, good deal. Good deal. You took your medicine. Fucking right. Okay, come in. Before you even come in, there is keep other people alive juice right over here. There's a cabinet behind the dishwasher next to the stove. So there's the keep other people alive juice. And then come in and sit down. I do not have any weed, but I do have resin. Listen, a whole fucking jar full. Okay. So we can smoke that. We've got the silicone bowl, bleh, and Larry. Larry the lizard guy. He glows in the dark. Can you? I don't know if you can. It kind of glows in the dark up here, but he really glows in the dark down here. Um, so something happened. I broke my bowls. The blue one and maybe the Mother's Day bowl, the pink one. I don't know. I don't know if I broke it, but I know for sure I broke the black one and the blue one. On top of this resin I have right here. And don't worry, I had the blue one cleaned. Remember Miss Thelma cleaned it? Okay. So, my other broken bowl right here, the black one, it fell and also broke. I think I've broken 3 bowls in 2 days. So Larry the Lizard is saying, way the fuck far from me. So anyway, I got resin. And there's like 15 years worth of resin in this bowl. This is resin. It's hard as fuck stuck in there. So we've got this and we've got a jar full of resin. So if you don't have weed, feel free to smoke this resin with me. We can pretend it's hash. I'm not kidding because you can do that. I just don't know how to do that. But I know how to use my imagination. So we can pretend. Anyway, okay, now that that's over with, we are in Genesis chapter 2. Okay, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what um what really goes on in this chapter, but I know for sure. I believe it's chapter 5 where it gets into the story, the actual story of Adam and Eve, because that's why I think chapter 1 does not belong in this book, or the first part of chapter 1 doesn't belong in this book. Some of the stuff where, you know what, fuck it, because I don't believe chapter 1 belongs. Okay, so chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed, and all their hosts. Later on in the book, the hosts of heaven are the other gods. Okay? You'll find out. It happens later in the book. And like I said yesterday, this is my official my official second time going through this book with what I found out before my first time through. So when you hear me talk about, you know, stuff, it's because I've read this one other time before and I'm really trying to understand it. Because at the end of the day, this shit is history and it is repeating itself in a modern way. So we should know what happens. So I'm trying to find out where it started and where it's going to end. So I'm trying to figure it out. So hopefully you're on this journey with me also trying to figure it out. And hopefully you know more to this hopefully you know more to this story than I do. So please comment and fill in the places that I may be missing. Because this is a learning show. This is for educational purposes only. And mostly my education. So feel free to teach me. Because I also know a lot of Celtic stuff. Not a lot. I know some. I know what I've heard from Celtic people. So I also talk about that. So I should have warned you in the beginning because this show is totally off the chain. So I am Nikki K. And I am your super awesome fucking narrating host. And this is my sheep pen. So I hope you're sitting down because we've already done this. I just forgot to say my name. And this right here is Pussifer, captain of the SS Lazy Ass. And this motherfucker right here, this purpley glittery guy, is Dick. And for some reason, he's hiding behind my Naruto guy. And my Naruto guy probably does not ascribe to anything I'm saying. But I love Naruto. He is my absolute favorite in all of life. So he's just chilling because I love him. And this is Coffee Stirring Dick on a Stick. All right, chapter 2. Thus the heaven and the earth were completed, and all their hosts. Okay. Okay, so the heavens and earth were completed, comma, and all their hosts. Period. So does this mean the other gods were finished? It also took them 7 random days to complete the earth. And them 7 random days, we do not know how long each day took. I guess we could divide 6. Damn, I don't remember now. You divide 6 by something. And then you would know how even it was, I guess. I don't remember what the fuck I was just thinking. But something about 6 divided by 4, 4 divided by 6, something like that. So I guess you would know how many motherfuck. Oh, you divide the age of the earth by 6 to find out how long each day was. Something like that. I do not math, but I think that is the math you would use to find out how find out how many days or how many hours are between the 6 days, right? And then you would divide that number by 6, something like that. It makes sense in my broken brain. So if you know the exact math to figure out how many years, that's what it is, how many years were in between the 6 days. So, what is the real age of the earth, I suppose? Or what is the real number between each day of 6 days? Bingo! Does somebody know how to math? I don't know if somebody knows how to math. I do not know how to math, but I believe that's the equation. Does somebody know how to math? Okay. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it because he rested from all his work which God had created and made. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, and the day that the Lord God had made the earth and the heaven. So, did each God get a different piece of, get a different piece of the land that was made? Right? Is that what happened? Okay. Okay, hold on. It's saying Babylon is in Mesopotamia, near the Tigris River. I do not believe that's true. I do not. I do not believe that's true. Because wouldn't north of all of this shit be up past Assyria and all of that? Because they're just called the Assyrians. Or I don't know, but I don't believe Babylon is anywhere near Mesopotamia because that doesn't fit the personality that's described. Because the Mesopotamians weren't hardcore. I mean, it, I don't know. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it. Anyway, it said there's a map, and it just threw me all off because it said Babylon. See, so this map, this is what just threw me off. Okay. Uh, 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 uh. Now, no shrub of the field was yet in the earth, and no plant of the field had sprouted, for the Lord God had not sent rain upon the earth, and there was no man to cultivate the ground. See, but chapter 1, he made a man. See, that's what I'm saying. Chapter 1 don't belong. See, it doesn't belong. Then the Lord God formed man of dust from the ground and breathed the breath of life, and man became a living being. Look, it doesn't say he breathed his spirit into his nostrils. So we were not born with the Spirit of God. We were not born with the Spirit of God. It doesn't say that. He breathed the breath of life into his nostrils, and man became a living being. See, then that's also what I thought. You got to ask for the Spirit. You're not born with it. You've got to choose it. There you go. That's some free will kind of shit. But again, I haven't found free will in the Bible. It may be in the New Testament, but I don't want to. It feels snaky, and it doesn't say that, but it does say there is no spirit in you. And the Lord God planted a garden toward the east in Eden, and there he placed the man whom he had formed. So, in a place called Eden. I've heard that place is in Turkey, but my mother is adamant no, it is not, because of the rivers. And it's like, in my way of thinking, Jews are nothing but liars. So I don't know what to believe, but a mist used to rise from the earth and water the whole ground. Then the Lord, oh, duh. And the Lord planted a garden toward the east in Eden, and there he placed the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord caused to grow every tree that is pleasing to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now a river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became four rivers. And this is why my mom said, Eden is not in Turkey. She does not talk like that. But she did say, the Garden of Eden is not in Turkey, Nikki. Quit it. Okay. Now, a river flowed. Hold on. My. Okay. Now, a river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became four rivers. The name of the first is Pishon. It flows around the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. Greedy, greedy, greedy. And the gold of that land is good. The Benoam and the onyx are there. And the name of the second river is Gishon. It flows around the whole land of Cush. And the name of the third is Tigris. It flows east of Assyria. And the fourth is the Euphrates. Euphrates. Then the Lord God took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to cultivate and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the come on, come on. No? Okay, well, Blue, you're fucking up the program, yo. You want to come on? Come on. You're fucking up the program, yo. Here. Is this what you want? Come. Okay. Okay. So the Lord commanded the man, he was like, from any tree of the garden you may eat freely, but from the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in that day that you eat from it, you shall surely die. Okay, so God told that to Adam. He's setting him up. He's setting up Adam. Listen, God is setting him up. Okay, now listen. Listen. Okay. But from the, okay, you shall. Then the Lord God was like, okay, we can't. It, that other part, that the other part of him, he needs another part of him. Okay. So he's gonna make somebody suitable for him. Okay. And this is the part where it's like, is the other half of him awake? Or does he literally got to make another woman? So is he just carrying around dead weight like another dead person? Or are they the same consciousness? Because it in other places they were together. So maybe they're the same consciousness or something. I don't exactly know. But so he needs to make him a helper. And out of the ground, the Lord started making animals. And he brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called a living creature, that was his name. Now, one of the few times I went to church as an adult, I'm very inappropriate. I don't last very long. Anyway, the preacher said Jesus made the animals. Like, that's how he was showing Jesus had a sense of humor by the shape of some of these weird ass looking animals. And judging by this right now, that is bullshit. Because it says God formed them out of the ground. And I'm still not sure how Jesus is God or a son of Joseph. I can't comport any of that. That's why I feel like the New Testament, I don't know, it's not written right or something. I don't know, but it felt snaky reading it and I never finished it. I went back to this, but it's shit like this. Okay. And the man gave names to the cattle, the birds, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helper suitable for him. Not even a cat or a dog. Oh, he must have been the sophisticated type that didn't need an animal. Animals are good for everybody. I wonder why he didn't have a dog. Okay. So the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and as he slept, he took one of his ribs, closed up the flesh, and the Lord God fashioned into a woman the rib which he had taken from the man. And so he did just have a giant ass lump on his side, so he was just carrying around this lump. So then God took this lump along with the ribs and fashioned a woman out of it. Okay, okay, I can deal with that. I can probably, somehow that makes sense, but okay. And he brought her to the man. So he's like, Adam, Adam, I got you a surprise, dog. Yo, listen, I got you a surprise. I'm going to show you. Close your eyes. You know how I took that giant lump off you, that you were just carrying around like the hunchback of Notre Dame? Yeah, don't you feel lighter? Listen, I did good job. Listen, listen, I got you a present. So close your eyes. Okay. And then God was like, open your eyes. Bam. Woman, the boobs. Ha ha. Right? He's like, donk. Ah, good job. Ah, right. And and Adam said, right now it's calling him the man. So he must have been the man back then too. And he said, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. This is a great DMX album. Listen, even Metalhead should at least listen to that CD one time. It's a good CD. And she shall be called Whoa Man. Haha, like whoa man. Because she is taken out of man. For this cause a man shall leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and she will become the giant lump on his back. That is not that is not what it said. That I bet that's how man feels though. We are the giant lump on his back. Okay. I think Dawson said something like that. Ah, just you're extra. You're just extra work. Ah, it's like come get some. No, I'm just kidding. Well, he did say something like extra work. Ah, no good. I I can be terrible. And like I'm really messy. Like this over here is my desk, and as you can see, it's filled with toys. I got a bouquet of Nerf guns, and pretty soon there's gonna be Matchbox on my, Hot Wheels on my walls. I don't need pictures. I need Hot Wheels. Okay. And the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed. They were not naked or afraid. All right, no, they were naked and fearless. They're fearless and naked. That's true. Okay. Okay. They were naked and not ashamed. They were naked and fearless. They were fearless and naked. Okay. Now the serpent. Now remember, he set Adam up and he did not tell Eve, don't eat from this tree. Technically, he did not tell her that. Okay? He did not. And notice, God is not anywhere around, right? So God is up there playing video games like, these are good guys. I told them no, right? So God's not paying attention. Time one. So the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field. So he noticed God didn't tell Eve. And he said to the woman, indeed, God has said, you shall not eat from, no, you shall not eat from any tree of the garden. Oh, word magic. Ah ha ha ha. Word magic. Because he's telling her, God said don't do that. And she said, that she's like, nah, we can. Right? And then she's like, but the tree over there is like, no bueno. Okay? She's like, I can't eat that. But you are so fucking cute. Can I touch you? Like, I want to touch you. And so she starts rubbing behind his ear, right? Well, I guess rubbing behind his eye because his ear is his tongue. Okay. And he's like loving on her. And then he's like, uh, that tree. Okay. But God said, don't eat or touch it lest you die. You're surely not gonna die. He was like, are you kidding? You're not gonna die. Now, it seems like Jordan Peter said these might be meta beings, like not fleshy beings, right? So I kind of think that too. Like these are not exactly humans. And you'll see why here in a second. And the snake's like, you're not gonna die. Uh, oh, this is chapter 3, by the way. uh, so the snake's like, you're not going to die. God knows the second you see it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. And he's not going to be able to stop you, right? And he's not going to be able to stop you because you're going to be like him. And he doesn't want you to be like him. And so she's like, she was like, okay. So she ate the super God fruit. Because remember, God is setting them up. He's telling them no because they're like, because crazy white women. I'm just kidding. Just women in general. We're very curious people. And we are very easily emotionally manipulated. You think you're not, but yes, you are. Depending on the person, oh, you could be manipulated in a heartbeat. So she was manipulated and ate the apple. Well, ate the fruit, the meta fruit. And she was like, oh, fucking shit, fuck yeah. Listen, listen. Okay. So she went over to Adam, like, yes, dude, I'm telling you, try this. It's the best ever. So he's like, and again, he didn't know where it came from. Because remember, she's separate from him. So he doesn't know where it came from. So then he ate it and was like, red pill. So both of their eyes were opened and they saw they were naked. So they became naked and fearful. So they sewed some fig leaves together and made skirts. And they heard the sound of God coming because he set them up. He was watching them. He did this on purpose because later on in the story, it talks about God's snakes. Okay? God has serpents. So I believe God set them up and he sent his own snake because we never hear about this snake again. Well, serpent. We never hear about this serpent again. Some Bibles call it Satan, but I do not believe that. I believe God set these people up because he wanted to see what happened, and he sent his snake. So then, when he realized that it's time to go, he went to find him. And they heard him coming, and he was walking in the garden. And so the man and his wife, now they don't have names yet. Or maybe they do, but no, they don't have names yet. And when the woman saw, hold on, okay, and the Lord walking in the garden, and he was calling to them. He was calling to them, and he was like, where you guys at? I heard you. I heard you guys. And then Adam, or the man, because they don't have names yet, the man said, I heard you. And I was afraid because I was naked. I was naked and afraid, like the TV show. So I hid myself. And he said, and God, I wonder if he was keeping a straight face. Like, I really wonder because he set him up. I don't care. I'm a criminal and I know a setup when I see one. This is a setup. And God was like, who the fuck told you that? You ate from that tree, didn't you? I told you not to eat from that tree. And then Adam, being a fucking coward, was like, this giant lump on my back that you made into a woman. And you didn't tell her not to eat from it. So she ate from it. And then God was like, who told you, lady? And she was like, the snake. And you never hear about him again, except for this part. And God was like, because you have done this, cursed are you more than all cattle, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat. All the days of your life I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between her seed and your seed. He shall bruise you on the head, and you shall bruise him on the heel. And to the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you shall bring forth children. Yet your desires shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. This. This is not what feminists say, right? Your desires shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. Not he shall be the head of the household, just a dude that is. He's the king, so he's in control of everything, right? So he's the king of his household. I don't see a problem with that, and I don't know why feminists think that's a big deal. Even if you feel like a man, you should be in charge of your household. You are the king of your castle, right? And a kingdom is only as good as its king. So there's the answer to that. Then to Adam, they have names now, I guess. He said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten from the tree about which I commanded, like, don't eat from that, motherfucker, even though I set you up. Cursed is the ground because of you, and toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Both thorns and thistles it shall grow for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field by the sweat of your face. You shall eat bread till you return to the ground, because from it you were taken, for you are dust, and dust you shall return. Now the man called his wife Eve, because she was mother of the living. And the Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. So, did they look like a Tool album cover? Or what exactly did they look like? You know, what did they look like? Okay. Then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Now, lest he stretch out his hand and take also from the tree of life and live forever. Hold on. Behold, the man has become like us, knowing good and evil. And now, lest he stretch out his hand and take from the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore, God sent him from the garden to cultivate the ground from which he was taken. So he drove the man out at the east of the Garden of Eden, and he stationed the cherubim and the flaming sword, which turned every direction and guard the way to the tree of life. Now remember in Ezekiel it said Eden was in hell. or something. It was something like that. It was in hell. So I don't know, but we're gonna end at chapter 3 because I talk way too, way too fucking much. But there's a lot of stuff. Anyway, this was 45 minutes of fun time. And it's 45 minutes because I, right now, at this point, I am kind of banned from making night videos. So I don't exactly know what's going to happen after that. But anyway, I love you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I love you.